Good morning traders and welcome to today's live trading. Today is the 7th of September 2017 and as usual we are on the FTSE 100. So let me run you through the bands that I'm looking at today. You can see we're currently in this band here between the sort of 7360 level and 7350 level. Above here we do have a few points of resistance if we were to move up before getting to the next band at this sort of the 7380 level. And we've got a band a little bit above that one as well. Looking below this current band, we've got a decent gap actually, and another band down at sort of the 7325 level, and one a bit further down at the 7300 level. So, as far as trades go today that I'm sort of watching for this morning, what I would like to see is from the open a sort of spike down into the bottom of this band here, with maybe a pin bar. Resulting in a sort of buy pin bar, if you like. You can see that we've actually held above this zone from yesterday overnight. We did pop back below it, but we did peak back up again. So what I would like to see is price has sort of hang around here as we get close to the open, a spike downwards, maybe result in a pin bar, or we get a piercing pattern or something on the next candle, and I would look to trade that long, sort of up into sort of the highs of these candles here that you can see just a bit further, probably close to this line just up here. What I like about what's happened this morning is that the 200 MA on the 500 has already been tested, so if we do get a spike down, it's more likely to break through that 200 on a second attempt, which is good. And looking at the higher time frames, the hourly and the 4 hourly, there's no real reason why that I can see why a move upwards would be stifled. So yeah, I'm happy. That is the sort of trade that's on my radar this morning. So I'll keep watching. If what happens, what I'm wanting to happen does happen, I'll come back and update you. If not, I'll come back to you when we do start getting some signals. Okay, so we're 10 to 10. I've just had a little bit of a problem with the recording software there, but I'm just placing an order at 73.60. You can see it's just popped in there. We've had this little pin bar just here, and it does look, basically I'm looking for it to come up towards this band here. I spoke about this morning potentially getting into a long right off the bat, but instead of moving down like I was hoping it was going to, first it moved up right into the area, look, that I was talking about this morning, where I was looking to take profits. So it went there first and then came down. Had it done it the other way around, I would have probably got into a trade, but because it did it that way, I didn't. I wasn't looking to sell up here, I was looking to buy down here. Well, it's come back down. After that, it's stayed in the band, moved back up, and it's just sort of holding here for now. So we've had this tiny little pin bar just here. It's big enough for me to warrant using it as a signal. We are back down below the 200 moving average here, but we've chopped through it a couple of times now. I'm not really too worried about that if it does start moving up and triggering my order. But this time I definitely will be looking up towards sort of this 73 level, if not a little bit higher towards this band. So we'll see if we get triggered, and we'll see how this one moves. Okay, so we're 10:30 now. You can see that we've had a move up since the order triggered. We've had a little bit of reaction so far at the high, where it's reacted twice previously today already. It's just a matter of waiting and seeing whether it's actually going to push past this and move up towards this other band. I think if it was to start coming down now, closing through this 80 MA and coming back down to the entry point, I would look to get out close to break even, maybe slightly below. it's had its move up, which is obviously what we were looking for when we took the trade. But if it's going to fail for a third time up here, it's not good signs for it wanting to move much higher at the moment. So if it does start coming down, I think I will look to get out rather than having a big stop out. Obviously the emergency stop is there, but had it started drifting down straight from triggering, I think the stop would have been just below this swing here. But I'm not going to let that price now come down and stop me out below this swing, having already come up and tested the area that I wanted to see it test. So that would be silly. So like I say, if it does start coming down, then I will look to get out. Hopefully, I mean, it's having another go. Hopefully it can push past, start closing above this level and make its way up towards this band. We'll keep watching for now. Right, that didn't take long. We're starting to push up towards this level that I'm looking at now. I think if we start seeing, you can see that we're seeing a little bit of reaction at this level here. You can see we sold off here overnight yesterday as well. It's a decent place to take profits, really. I think if it wants to spike, then that would be good. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. Yeah, it's stalling at this level. I think without the greedy head on, this is a decent place to take profits. So I'm going to close the trade here. There we go. Having a little bit of problem with my platform this morning. The order function and the buy and sell buttons weren't working, so I've had to do it through the manual browser platform, which is a little bit frustrating. But there we go. Entered into the trade down after this small pin bar just here, and we've got out just as it's come into sort of the overnight highs. It might pop up here, but it was a good place to take profits. We've seen it sell off here once already. It is a decent place of resistance. If it was to start coming down now, then I'd be very frustrated. Had it come back, all the way back down to this band, I'd be really frustrated that I didn't take the profit, because it's a good place to take profits. So happy with that trade in the end. I think it worked out about 12 points, which is not too bad. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you do manage to take something away from these videos. I think the key thing that I want to portray in these videos is that trading shouldn't be stressful. Of course it can be a stressful venture, but when you're in the trade, you shouldn't be getting stressed out by what the trade is doing, is what I think I'm trying to say, because that leads you to doing silly things, and then the silly things end up costing you money, and ultimately it can be lots of money, which is never what you want. You should have a plan. You should know what your plan is. You should know when and where to do certain things in regards to your trades. And the difficult bit, and it is really difficult, is being that robot that can do those things when the time comes to it, because you can be in a trade where it has moved against you, and you'd be thinking, yeah, but it could turn around here, or it could turn around here, or it could turn around here, and your stop keeps coming down and it keeps coming down. When in reality, from your testing that you've done, you should cut the trade at a certain level, and letting it go past that is just stupid. You're costing yourself more money. Even if it works out this time, from your testing that it doesn't work over the long run, so why are you doing it? And it makes sense once you're out of the trade and you've got your rational head back on, but in the thick of it, it is really difficult to develop that discipline to be able to just do what you need to do when you need to do it. But I promise you, it will definitely yield way better results than trying to second guess your own system. That's kind of what I want to portray in these videos. You don't ever see me, head in hands crying or bouncing off the walls when trades win. As daft as it sounds, it almost wants to be tedious, a little bit boring. the processes that you go through, because then they do come robotic and the discipline is much easier to come by. That's my experiences anyway. So like I said, I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have done, I do appreciate any likes that you do leave on the video. If you haven't done already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I try and do these every week, as well as some other educational videos to help out traders of all levels, really. I know I haven't done one of them for a while. I will try and get one out within the next couple of weeks. It's just been really busy. We're currently trying to sort out a new place to live, so it's a little bit stressful, but I will try and get round to some. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.